What's going on, everybody? Jorge Aquino coming to you live and direct. It's Tormenting Tarmac podcast where the enthusiast never dies. I'm in the middle of eyeing some spring rolls from Panda Express right next to me, but I'm not going to eat them in the middle of this podcast because that would be rude. That being said, I hope everybody is well. My guest this evening happens to be one of my good buddies and just an overall fantastic creator who I have a lot of respect for, and that being Kali Moldavon, hanging out with me right here on TT. What's going on, homie? Great to see you.
Hello, hello.
How is how is SoCal treating you right now? How is it
Really
out there?
good. It's ironic that you mentioned Panda because Gigi is literally going and picking up Panda for me right
Let's
now.
go. Yes. My wife asked me earlier tonight because like the kids wanted Chipotle. And I'm like, dog, I'm like, I've had it with Chipotle. Like I love Chipotle, don't get me wrong, but I was like, that's again. And then thankfully the Panda Express is like right across from it.
Like
And she
right
was like,
next to it. Oh,
yeah. And I was like, and she was like, do you want
clutch.
Panda? And I was like, yes, yes, I do. Okay, what's your go-to order at Panda?
I'm dead. It's so unhealthy, but I love chow mein and orange chicken.
Mmm,
It's just so
solid.
good. There's so much sugar in it, but it's like, it's my sweet treat. I haven't had Panda in probably over a year, so.
Okay, I hear that. I do I do the plate, so I'll do orange chicken and teriyaki chicken, and then half
Ooh.
fried rice and half chow mein.
Yeah,
You know,
I'll always pick chow mein over fried rice if I
chow
have
mein
the
is so
opportunity.
good.
It's
Yeah,
so good. And
it's
then I'll also do the beef and broccoli sometimes if I get a plate.
oh, that's a good one. I do. Beef broccoli is pretty good. Oh my god, what's the black pepper steak is always or black pepper chicken is always good.
I've never
Um,
tried anything else from Panda except for that.
Okay, that's totally fair. The one thing about the black pepper chicken is you will indeed get black pepper in between your teeth. So
Oh no.
yeah, just be ready to go ahead and have toothpicks right next to you and all that good stuff. But we are not here to give food recommendations. Although if you're hungry while listening to this podcast and you want to get some Panda Express, Callie and I absolutely approve. And if Panda Express wants to go ahead and sponsor this episode just one time, I'm happy to do it. Let's go.
I was just gonna say that. I was like, sponsor us. Free
Just a
shout
little
out.
free shout out, just a little sponsorship over here. Not a big deal. My friend, it's very good to see you. Last time we saw each other was in October, obviously at the Velocity Invitational. We had a blast. Shout out to them. Probably one of the best car events I've ever been to. I know that you've been to it multiple times, and every single time, I think your words were, "It is your favorite car event of the year,"
Yeah, it is.
which is
It's my
saying a
favorite.
ton. Yeah.
It's literally a car week packed into one spot. You don't have to go anywhere. Like everything you could possibly want to see or even you didn't know you wanted to see it until you see it is there. So I love that event and everybody's so nice and it's very well done.
Absolutely. It's really well done. It's really well put together. Additionally, like you're seeing cars that you normally see static and you're going ahead and see them going on course and being driven hard. It's the best thing,
Ripping
dude.
it.
It's just
Yeah.
ripping. And it's always a blast. But we've been meaning to go ahead and get back with one another because obviously you've been up to so much. You've been, you went back out with the Legends rally.
Yeah.
What was the other one that was during the Super Bowl? Was that
Fuel run.
Fuel Run? Now you're helping out a couple of different companies in LA with
Yeah.
some of their marketing and stuff like that. You got Pure PPF. I want to chat with you so much about that and whatnot. Like I don't
Yeah.
even know where to begin. To be quite honest. Actually, you know what? Let's start with Pure PPF for 1 second
I
because
was gonna say let's start with that.
yeah,
Because I actually I'm opening the garage to let Gigi in so she can eat her food. But
if she wants to hop on the podcast and have some panda with us while we're potting, which she's more than welcome to, by the way. Um,
I'm dead.
you know what? I'm gonna just take a quick bite of my spring roll because you know what? Why not?
You're like, you know what? Since we're talking about it, might as
Might as
well.
well, like, and,
I just texted her to come in through the garage, so we'll see. But
just in case
um
Panda doesn't believe me, it's like right there.
I love it. But
Yeah.
yeah, so Pure PPF, I have recently taken over all of their basically brand development and marketing, partner collaborations, just all of that stuff in general. And it's been really fun. It's I've never worked for a company before that it doesn't feel like work at all. Like sometimes
Right.
like most stuff that I've done in the past, it's like, oh, like sorry, I can't do this, like I have to work. Like I was at the studio last night until 11 p.m.
Dang.
and didn't even notice. Like time flew. Um it's just so fun because it's a product that I like really, really believe in.
Right.
And I mean, I put it on my own car, and everybody that knows me knows like I won't use something that I don't believe in. And
True.
I'm not gonna get sponsored by something that I hate, you know? And
Hmm.
if I start to not like what I'm getting sponsored by, like you'll see I stop using it.
Right.
Um because I don't want to be like that person that's like promoting stuff just to get paid, you know?
Yeah.
Um but yeah, I was talking to them and then it kind of just worked out to they were like, "Are you looking for a job?" And I was like, "I mean, not really, but like I'm open to it." And then it just kind of happened. And they're a really great team and I really think like that this company is going to go somewhere.
Hmm.
The product is insane. Every shop that I've like connected with, so the shop that did my car actually, he's only done clear PPF before
Hmm.
and has only worked with like a competitor's brand. And I was like, look, like you can do it on my car and then because they're dealer exclusive, so they only will like they don't just sell to anybody. I was like, look, if you do a good job, like I'll get you an account.
Hmm.
And he got the film, did an amazing job, of course, and was like, when I picked up the car, he was like, this stuff is amazing. He's like, I've never worked with something like this in my life. He's like, please get me an account. Like, I need this.
Yeah.
She just came in the window.
I love it.
But yeah, so like I really really love it and I love that I get to sponsor all my friends and kind of like give them part of it. So I just sponsored Gigi. So we just actually went to the shop in Orange County that her car is getting done at.
Her 720, right?
Yeah, to check in
Okay.
and
Excellent.
it looks so cool. It looks so
Mm,
good.
that's up. What is the color choice that you did for the revamp of your 718? Because it's like this, it's blue, right? But
Yeah,
a really, really, it's not I wouldn't call it a light blue. It's like this mix, it's like in between, but it's
it's like
definitely not teal.
icy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
really sick, dude.
it's glacier blue, so
Hmm.
it kind of fits perfectly. I loved it. We don't even have it in a book yet. It's a dealer exclusive color and I saw it in the warehouse and I was like, that's the color. And I was like,
Hmm.
that's what I'm doing. You guys can't convince me of anything else. Like this is it. And they were like, we don't even have a roll. And I was like, I'll wait. Like I'm not doing any other color. Like I want this. I was like, it's gonna go so well because like the little silver flake in it
Yeah.
was so good. And I get people that literally just stop me at the grocery store. Like all my other wraps and stuff that I've done, people will be like, "Oh, that's a cool color," like blah blah.
Hmm.
But I've had people stop me and be like, "Oh my God, I've never seen this paint before," and I'm like, "Oh,
Right.
it's not paint. Like this is film," and they just like freak out over it, and I love it.
It's amazing because it's so different from the previous wrap you had on the GT4.
Yeah.
Um, and it still sticks out because I was a big fan of the wrap that you had previous. But the crazy thing is, and I've told you this before, I was like, there was no way that you could outdo your wrap of the safety car livery on the G80. I was like, there's no way. Like
Oh,
that
just wait.
which you told me that, by the way. You did say that. But like you did this glacier blue and I was like, oh, that goes insanely hard. It's obviously different because it's not a livery or anything like
Yeah.
that. So yeah, of course, a livery is really easy to make cool, although you made it extremely cool, especially with putting the sirens and everything like that. But this, like, if I didn't know better, if a lot of other people didn't know better, everybody'd be like, yo, Porsche came out with this sick blue. That's insane.
Everybody's like, "What PTS is this?" I'm like, "It's
Yeah.
not. It's not PTS at all."
That is so sick. Is that you said it's not available in the book yet? Is it going to be made available to the public for anybody who wants that wrap?
So anybody can get it right now. It's just dealer like exclusive. So only certain dealers can like basically like sell enough rolls to get it, but we make exceptions of course because if somebody wants it, like we're not going to be like no, you can't have it, but
Obviously,
um it's obviously to like promote exclusivity and
of
stuff like
course.
that. Um but but yeah, like the M3 I we basically we did the pure PPF like livery on my GT4
Hmm.
and I didn't know that you could like because it's so hydrophobic, I thought that there was going to be like issues with like the livery sticking to it. Because
Hmm.
like if you put water on it, it just rolls like right off. And so I was like really nervous, but then I saw like how well it stuck, and you can actually make a livery out of the PPF and stick it to that. So like the whole car and the livery is going to be self-healing. No swirls, no nothing. Cuz my M3, that wrap is beat. Like after that many years, that many rallies, that many miles, that many track days, it
Hmm.
is the front is so pitted that you can see my color coming through the vinyl.
What's the original color on your G80 again?
Brooklyn gray.
Brooklyn Gray. Okay, cool. And it's the
Yeah.
GT4 that is, was it black
Chalk.
or chalk? That's what it was. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, that's the thing. You've had the cars for so long and you've rewrapped them so many different times. I completely forgot what the colors originally were when you first got them. In particular with the
Yeah, it's the
G80 because it's a
ADD in
newer
me.
car. Yeah, I love that.
I
Um,
can't stick to a color for like longer than a year. The M3 has lasted probably the longest I think I've ever had
I was
any
gonna say like
livery.
over a year and a half for sure.
It's been, yeah, I think
Almost two,
almost
maybe.
2 years.
Yeah, it's been a hot
Yeah.
minute. But it's such a good livery that it's like
It's so
it
good I don't get bored of it.
exactly. It's
It's
so
so
different.
perfect.
There's nothing else out there that's very similar to that, at least not here in the United States, or at least I'm not on the West Coast. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
haven't really rolled up to anybody on the freeway and be like, "Hey, we got the same wrap," you know? Like it's no, I don't haven't seen anybody with it. So
That would be hilarious. And then even then, you'd be like, "Oh well, you definitely copied me, but I see you, bruh. I see you."
there was somebody in Monterey after Car Week, I guess, and like somebody had tagged me and they're like, "Oh, it's Walmart version of Cali." And they kind of did my livery, but like not as detailed.
Mm,
Because mine's printed too. So 405 printed the livery, like the color shift, everything, and then did
right.
the third layer of like all the like lettering and stickers. So like
Hmm.
that wrap was like a ton of work, and I think that's also why I've kept it on so long because I've never had a company like just be like, "Look, like we're gonna go full ham for you," instead of them being like, "Oh, since we're sponsoring, like take shortcuts." He's like, "No, I'm getting this printed. Like this is gonna be like a $12,000 livery." And I was like, "Oh my God, okay."
I
um,
mean, that's well done. It's well done. That's the thing, and it's the fact that it's lasted for this long with all the miles. Because like as the last time you were on, like 40 plus thousand miles on the GT4, 20 plus thousand miles on the G80. Like,
yeah, so now we're
you,
at 30,000 on the G80 and almost 50. I'm at like 49,000 and something on the GT4. I'm like right there.
I mean, are you even driving your Model 3 at this point? Like, do you even daily it?
I'm
Is
sitting
that
in it to do the podcast with you.
there you go? That's getting
I'm
close.
gonna lemon this. I've had so many issues. I actually like I've always been like a Tesla hater. And
Mm,
then I got it and I was like, oh my God, like it's so nice. Like I can have Elon drive for me. And then sometimes Elon just gets really snappy and like brake checks me or tries to drive into like a median and yeah.
got it.
And the interior things, like these like little lights and stuff,
Hmm.
have separated and like unglued themselves from my freaking door. I think 3 times it's gone in now for like warranty work. I'm over it. So we're lemoning it.
Well, okay, as you should. Listen, I made a promise to a friend of mine. I wasn't gonna bash on Tesla or Elon Musk on the podcast. I'm just so this is Cali. This is what do you call it? Consumer advice. This is consumer advice with Cal.
Yeah. And also
Yeah.
like ever since all that political stuff too,
Mm.
Tesla's just like
Oh,
and
it's
my I leased it, of course. Like
of course.
I would never buy a Tesla. But so I leased it because it was so cheap when I got it. Well, now it's like $200 even cheaper. They're like basically giving them away, like no
Right.
down payment. Like I think it's like 200 a month. So I was like, if
Wow.
anything, I'll lemon it and then just get another one and then just beat the shit out of it and
For
then
sure.
either get it like if it turns
Just
into a
keep
lemon, as most Teslas are, lemon it again and then see what happens. Or I might just get like a fun daily. I don't know. I'm trying to be like a responsible adult. And also, I
yeah.
want my neighbors to like me. So I've kept the GT4 and the M3. I'm probably going to keep them in that garage at my parents' house
Hmm.
for for a few months, get the neighbors to like me first, and then
Right.
I'll probably store them just because like this garage is only like a two-car garage.
For sure. So where does
So
the Miata where does the Miata fit into all this?
So the Miata, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it anymore because I JDM of California sent me that motor, which was so
Mm.
so cool.
We went with the
Um,
K24, right? Is that where we went with the
yeah, they
Honda
sent me
motor?
a K24A out of an Acura, and so I was like, okay, like I was super down. I was talking to a company that will not be named just because I don't want to like slander them, but they make a certain kit for that swap. And I was talking to them and they're like, "Oh, we'd love to do something with you, blah blah blah." I get the motor, they come back and they're like, "Oh, well, we thought about it and we actually don't need any marketing. So like you're on your own, but like you can buy it if you want to." And I was like, I can't justify spending $6,000 on a car that's worth $500. Even though in the market they're going for like 3 grand, even if they don't
Okay, but
run.
still the engine is more than the car even then.
But
It's
still,
50% more. Yeah.
exactly, like, it's so much more for a car that has it just does it's not practical,
Mhm.
and now that I'm working with Pure PPF, like, I'm prioritizing that, um, and just everything, so I'm, like, at, like, a crossroads with the car. I've left it at my parents' as well. I'm sure that they love just having the 3
That's
cars
good.
just sitting in their driveway. I'm sure, like, my dad's probably gonna just be like, "Oh, like, it was being blocked. I took the GT4 to work today. Oopsie." And my mom probably drives the M3 every single day to work.
Yeah.
Like, every day. Doesn't even, like she's just like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna go pick this up. Oh, I'm gonna go to work." And, like, people will, like, text me and be like, "Do you work at this, like, movie theater? Like, I always see your car outside." And I'm like, "No, that's my mom just carrying paintings and stuff in the backseat of an M3, but it's fine."
Yep. I mean, first of all, it proves that you don't need an M3 Touring, although we should get the M3 Touring here in the
We
United
should.
States. We
I
should.
I would sell mine and get one.
I would absolutely applaud you for that decision. B, you know what? For anybody who's listening right now on what is April 4th of the year of our Lord 2025, it is 5:48 Pacific Standard Time in both Los Angeles County as well as in Maricopa County here on the west end of the PHX, of course, where I'm surprised, Bird City. Um, She's in her garage. If you see a G80 with the safety car livery somewhere in Los Angeles flying and you're getting your ass handed to you, just know that wasn't Kali Moldavon. That
It's
was
my
Mama
mommy.
Moldavon. Just throwing that out there for anybody. For again, just for clarification, this is what, and once more, right there. Like, can you see the time? Well, it's mostly blocking out, but it's okay as long as I block out my kids'
Oh,
faces. That's all that matters. Um,
so
but yeah,
funny.
so just throwing that out there for everybody. I'm so happy that you're working with them. I think that you're doing an amazing job. Like, one of my favorite
Yeah.
little marketing gimmicks that you went ahead and did, I think it was the Valentine's Day thing that you did with the R34. Shout out to, it's Hidden Hills Racing, right? Zoomy
Yeah.
and everybody,
Yeah.
like, killing it. That was really, really creative. Can you kind of like walk us through like what that concept was behind it to go ahead and make, because it was really, really cool. And what I really appreciated, and I want to say this as nicely and possibly as I can, it was just properly elegant. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that was really important because you can easily sexualize anything like that, and that was completely the opposite of that, and that's something that I've always respected. So go ahead. I'm sorry to go ahead and I just want to make sure
No,
to put that out there. Go ahead.
no, thank you. I mean, that's like my number one compliment whenever somebody like looks at my feed and they're like, "Wow, this is really classy," or "I love how you carry yourself on social media," because I don't try to sexualize myself. I love cute outfits and I love fashion. And trust me, my closet has a lot of stuff like where it could very easily be sexualized. So I'll pair it with things that will try to make it look more classy. I try really, really hard to not have a lot of cleavage. I always do angles where it's like very, flattering,
Res-
of course, but respectful. I'm
Mhm.
not like spreading my legs across a car, like stuff like that. Um, but my idea for this shoe, I asked Zumi what color he wanted his car, and he was like, "I think pink would be great." So it was between pink and our matcha green, because I wanted matcha green because I thought it was kind of fitting JDM matcha.
For sure.
Um, But the timeline kind of worked with Valentine's Day, so I was like, you know what, screw it, like let's do it. Pink GTR, I've never seen one. That'd be so sick. So
Mm-hmm.
it was literally finished on the 13th. Vlad and I literally go to downtown LA, and I'm like, look, I took the company card. We're buying as many flowers as we can before they're sold out for Valentine's Day.
Put it up on the Amex card. Let's go.
I literally was like, we're buying it all. So we grabbed these like long stem roses because I was like, I don't want grocery store regular roses. Like I want them to look expensive. I want it to look good. And the flower,
I
like the
learned the
flower
hard way
market,
that the tint actually comes off the supermarket ones, which I didn't know. And I was like, hey, yo, what the hell, bro? And I was
yeah,
very, very upset.
yeah. So the LA flower market was like maybe 15 minutes from 405, and I was like, okay, we're stopping there. We have to.
Right.
We're carrying them in the pouring rain. My hair was like this big by the time we got to the shop. The other girl that came to shoot, God bless her, brought me hair stuff. I do my hair again. The humidity, it's like blown up. If you look in the pictures, you can kind of tell like it's a lot frizzier than it is right now. But I was like trying so hard to tame it. But I was like, I want to put flowers everywhere. If where I can stick it, it's going. Put
Mm,
it in the wheel wells, in the like little gap of the mirror, stick it in there, like put them on the wing, put them everywhere, put them in the window. Like I want them everywhere. I want this car to be a flower bomb. Because
mm,
Valentine's Day is literally flowers. Like you always get somebody flowers on Valentine's Day. Like
hmm.
regardless of chocolate, teddy bears, whatever, it's always flowers. And so I was like, okay, we're making this a whole floral shoot, doing the pink and obviously the white, like to kind of like bring it all together.
Yeah.
And yeah, I my favorite thing to do, especially like with our team at Pure, the media guys, they are so creative on their own. Like they honestly don't even need me to tell them what to do. They really don't. Like and so honestly, some of our best shoots are me being like, "Look, get any shot you want, have whatever creative freedom you want, and then we'll make this together."
Mm,
And just kind of like tie in our visions. And that's when they like do the best. Because when you're telling somebody to shoot something that they're like not interested in, they're not going to do well.
absolutely.
So they really like they knocked it out of the park. And then there was my two guys, there was Zoomy, and then there was 405's media guys. So there was just so much media there, and everybody's like throwing out all their creative ideas, and we were all just kind of like bouncing off of each other, and it just honestly it worked so well, and everybody was just so like excited, and it brought it all together, and it my vision, like the exact image in my head of how the shoot should look, literally came to life.
No,
Like
dude,
exactly how I envisioned it.
it was fire. I saw it and I was like, they went hard. Like you guys went hard on it, and it's not one of those things that's like, oh, it's so cute. No, no, no. It was badass. Like I saw it and I was because I think that right now soft pinks are in whether you're a gal or a
All the
dude.
pastels, all the
All the
pastels.
pastels, exactly. And then of
Everyone
course,
loves
one of the
them.
most iconic racing liveries of all time is the pink pig from Porsche and things of that
Yeah,
nature. So like, and then you look at the Huna Pegasus too, like it's pink. So like when you take one of the most iconic, if not the most iconic JDM car of all time in an R34 Skyline GTR, and you wrap it like this soft pink and hot pink, two different colors, everybody, soft pink. It looks way, way rad. And then the wing looks incredible. So it's like this right amount of aggression meeting the other amount of like just like you never would think an R34 be pretty, but it's pretty. Like, you know what I mean? So it's
yeah,
aggressive plus pretty. And like, it just came out really well. And everything, you can, we always see like one of my favorite Instagram follows is always Porsche. Like Porsche's Instagram is always fire. And so you always see like, whether they're in Japan or somewhere else, and you always see like light colored 964s underneath like the trees that with all the
yeah,
little petals like falling down, and it's all so natural. And that was kind of the vibe that I got from, even though this was in very much in a warehouse, shot in a warehouse or at least in a
yeah.
garage. I still got that vibe, and I thought that was really creatively done. So kudos to you, and kudos to the
Thank
peeps
you.
over at 405 and Zoomy and everybody who worked on that. I thought it was one of my favorite things that I saw on Valentine's Day, because a lot of
Thank you.
people, they get super creative on Valentine's Day, especially when they got dope
Yeah.
cars, And but you saw that, and that was quite a bit of a like, oh, stop the presses for one hot second. It was really cool. So a job well
Thank
done to you,
you.
homie. I'm really proud of it and how it turned out. Um,
Thank you.
one of the things, and I've had this conversation a couple of times with a couple different people over the past couple episodes because they're based out of SoCal, just like you are. And we don't have to go ahead and harp on it too much because we've spoken about it a little bit, but I did one of the because we were actually supposed to go ahead and do this like beginning of March, and previous to that, we were really going to go in February, but just time got in front of us. You went on rallies,
Yeah.
went to Hawaii. I was busy. Like it happens. Which by the way, I hope you and the clan had a ball of a time over in Hawaii because it looked hella dope from this end.
I
But
love Hawaii.
I mean, I've never been, but it's on the list.
You
It
have
is
to
on the list.
go.
I
Yeah,
know. What
it's so good.
soon, soon. But I talked to Johnny Lieberman about the vibes after the fires and what's going on with Southern California car culture, and it's not making a comeback because it never left. That's the one thing that I want to go ahead and say. It's not making a comeback because it never left.
It
Um,
didn't. It honestly, like, I've never seen the car community come together so much,
mhm,
except during the fires. Like, the fires, I saw so many people that I hadn't seen in years pulling
right.
up. People, like, I probably got rid of half the things I own in just donations. My
That's
mom was
awesome.
like texting me during work, just being like, "Hey, like grab whatever you see in the house. Like like I trust your judgment. Just throw it in the pile." She's like, "I don't care about like." And I didn't write anything, because like you get like tax whatever it's called when you do that, and I neither of us did it. We just grabbed everything that we could and just threw it all in the bags and
Mhm.
dumped it out.
I gotcha. How far was your parents and yours place at the time? Like how were you affected at all in really any way, or was it like too far away from you and it was hidden other because it was the Palisades, right? But I don't know exactly where you're
Yeah,
located in LA.
so there was so many fires because the embers were kind of just flying and then they'd start somewhere else. So
Right. And the
my
wind was
house,
so strong too, just pushing it
the
all over the place.
wind was so bad, and there was basically like, here's the fire, and then there's me, and then there's another fire like right here. And then there was other fires, just like little ones, just kind of popping up everywhere. And then there was
Mhm.
one that like popped up a mile from my house, but they got it out like by that night. There was one that was like 3 miles from my house. So I was just kind of surrounded. And the only scary part for me was making sure everybody was okay, of course, and then also trying to come up with an evacuation plan, God forbid, because I was like, where the hell am I going to go when there's a fire in every which direction to leave?
Right.
And then actually my friend Josh Wisby, he was in Japan, calls me and was like, I'm freaking out. They're sending evacuation orders to my area because it was coming over the hill into Woodland Hills area.
Mhm.
And he's like, or like Encino, and he was like, I'm freaking out. My cars are in the garage and my friend can't drive manual. I need you to go get my Mercy. So I was like, I'm out of shoot right now. I was actually with Pierre and I was like, I gotta go. I gotta go rescue a car. And he was like, if you can get the Viper out too, great. But like, save my Mercy. He's like, my first one already burned down. Like, I'm not losing another. And I was like, all right, all right. So
Yeah.
I rush over there. I pick up his Mercy. I had enough time to come back before they closed all the roads. And then I actually ended up storing it, Barrett. All these like places were just kind of, they were just trying to help everybody as much as they could.
Hmm.
And Barrett was like, hey, free storage for anybody that's affected. So they came and they let me drop it off. They're like, do you want to wash too? Like, I was like, you guys are so great. And they were so nice. And they let him stay, his car stay for I think like over a month until he got back from Japan and
That's
was like
awesome,
settled
dude.
in.
That's awesome.
It was so kind of them. And then I did kind of stop posting about the fires. I was posting a lot, like my local gym had opened up their showers for everybody, the locker rooms. Um, like there were so many donation centers. I had friends that were organizing like rallies, donations, fundraisers, like things where you could buy a meal for a firefighter. All these restaurants were doing everything. And I had this random guy um, basically attack me on in my messages and on all my comments and everything saying that I'm a scammer and that I'm trying to use this fire to benefit myself and take money from people and all this stuff. And I was running myself so ragged trying to go everywhere and help as many people as I could, because if I just thought, like, I have a very guilty conscience, and if I feel like I'm not doing something to help other people in that type of time,
Hmm.
I'd feel bad. So I'm like doing all these things and I have this guy just attacking me and completely projecting, being like, my house burned down. I'm like, I'm sorry that your house burned down. I could never imagine. I would be so distraught. I even, like, thinking about it, I was like crying. I was like, I don't even know what I would grab. I don't know what like I still don't. If I was like about to have my house burned down, the first thing I'd grab, I have no idea.
I mean, your dog
I
probably, but like as an actual
Oh, they'd
thing,
already be like things, like
yeah.
personal items. Yeah,
Hmm.
no, everything that's living is coming with me, but I would be
Right.
so overwhelmed by what is most important to me, because obviously like your documents and stuff like that are important because you need them. But like
Hmm.
sentimental wise, I want all my pictures. I want
Of
my
course.
college diploma. Like I want the things that are sentimental. I want old letters. I want pictures of my grandparents, like my grandfather's old war like documents and things like that.
Hmm.
I wouldn't have enough time to grab it. So I'm like freaking out. So I felt so bad for this guy, but he was just going after me and calling me like all these horrible names, calling me a whore, calling me just everything you could imagine, and just firing off. And a lot of people, I posted on my close friends, just being like, I can't, like, why are you attacking me because your house burned down? Like, that's not fair. When I'm trying to help other people and post resources for people that don't know where to look, sometimes people don't know where to look for help.
It's
I
true.
wasn't posting any GoFundMe's, like anything like that. I was sending resources. You could buy meals for a firefighter, you could buy meals for prisoners that were helping in the fire, just all those things, and like local restaurants that were doing donations, donation drop-off centers, all this stuff. And it just really, really bothered me. So I kind of just stopped posting altogether because I also didn't want to post regular content, like as if nothing
It's yeah, it's
was
tough,
going
right?
on.
Absolutely.
So I was just like, I'm not gonna like, I was like, I feel so uncomfortable just being like, hey guys, like, look at my PR and oh, look at my rap and like, let's go for a drive, even though all the roads are burning down. So I was just like, I just kind of stopped posting altogether. And honestly, I think since then my content has slowed down because I've just like gotten kind of used to it.
Hmm.
But yeah, I just that guy, and then I actually, me being me, a little, how all women are FBI agents. I found so much tea on this man, you wouldn't believe. Like he has so many lawsuits against him, and
Oh God.
people that were like commenting being like, "Oh my god, I know him. He's psycho." I was like, "Oh god, I'm just going to block him and not deal with this."
Right. I was about to say, I was like thinking to myself, I was like, well, maybe this is a way of coping.
I
And
think it
then you said
was.
it
I think
was,
it
but at the
was,
same
but it's
time, if
not
you're,
fair.
it's not fair.
And yeah, like if my house burned down, of course I'd be distraught. Probably
Yeah,
need some drippy socks.
you're
But
having an episode at that point. Absolutely.
would I ever go and attack somebody else who's just trying to help? Never. Like,
It's a weird thing to do.
it's so weird. I even had a friend who reached out to me and was like, "Hey, my family lost everything. Like, I hate to reach out, but is there anything you could do? Like, I don't know
Hmm.
many girls and my mom has no clothes." And I was like, "What sizes is she?" And I posted it on my story. And the guy attacked me for asking for clothes for my friend's mother. I was like, "How is this a scam?" I was like, "My friend's mom doesn't even have a pair of damn shoes. She ran out in her slippers." Like, I was just it bothered me so much that people find something to hate
Hmm.
on even when you're trying your best to
Even in
do
the middle of a natural
good.
disaster like that is crazy.
I'm like, mind your business. Go, file your stuff to go get your house rebuilt. Like, worry about your house. Stop worrying
Hmm.
about what I'm posting. Like,
Yeah.
if it still bothers me. Like, and this was, however long ago.
Yeah, that's the thing. It feels like it was like so long ago, but it really wasn't. I think didn't they get him under control like maybe 2.5 months ago, maybe if that.
Maybe. And
Yeah,
they're like, the cleanup is so, so awful. My friend
yeah.
His house, thank God, did not burn down, but he was evacuated. He's still not allowed in. Like, they haven't cleaned up. So he's still
That's
just staying at
crazy.
a friend's guest house.
That's wild. You know what I'm saying? You know, you, we mentioned the fact that you're having to go ahead and save a Mercy, and then you had to save a Viper. And some people listening, or just people in general, might be like, "Oh, that sounds like first world problems," but it's really not, because it's still your possessions. It's your possessions, and they're about to go ahead and burn down if you don't
Yeah,
get it out of there. Just like,
exactly. And the insurance issues and everything, he was so
yeah,
scared, but
yeah.
he had his friend going and getting the important things, of course, but he was like, you know what? Like, we have time. Do what you can. If you
It's
can't get
still
them,
worth something. It's
it
worth something.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
and that's, it's sentimental value, of course, too. Like, cars do have value of in a sense.
They have financial value, and then they also have emotional value as an enthusiast.
Exactly.
They really do. It's the
They
same
do.
thing,
It is,
100%.
yes, in a way it's champagne problems. I get it. But I
Yeah,
had the time and it wasn't that dangerous yet. And if I'm
yeah,
gonna be able to help my friend and save something that means something to him, I'm gonna do it,
absolutely, exactly. No, I'm
So
with you. To any, and again, I think most car enthusiasts would absolutely think the exact same way, because just because someone who's not a car enthusiast is viewing that of, it's just money, blah blah. It's not. It's really not, and that's why, like, yeah, it might seem like first world problems, but in reality, it's about to go ahead and burn down. If we can get it out of there, let's get it the hell out of there. Like,
well, and
I
yeah.
shouldn't have to defend it. Like, we shouldn't have to defend your
You wouldn't
friend.
want any of your stuff to burn down, period.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and his first Mercy did burn down.
Mhm.
If you
Listen,
ever
I
saw
know about
that,
cars burning down. Like, my Z32 burned down the day of my wife's 23rd birthday. Like,
oh no.
4 months away from our wedding, my car burnt down to a freaking crisp. So if anybody's ever gonna feel bad about another person's car potentially burning down, it's me. And I'm like, yo, let's save that man's car right now. Like,
You're like, go, go,
I,
go.
I'm if I would have been, I would have been in, like, I would have been in the bed of the pickup, and I'd be like smacking on the top. It's like, go, 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 go. We're getting that car right out. So you can see me wearing one of those big old fireman masks, because we're going into an area where, like, the air quality
Yeah,
control is insane. I'd
the
be like,
air was so bad, and I have allergies, and I also have allergen induced asthma
yeah,
since I was like a kid, and oh my god, it was awful.
no, I hear you, dude. Well, I think we have a couple minutes left. We're gonna cut it a little bit short tonight, because Hallie's in the middle of moving like a G. And
I
I
can't hear
mentioned that.
you.
Oh, did we lose? Did you lose me? I hope you didn't. Technical difficulties, everybody.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, cool. Can you hear? Okay, cool. It's all good. I mean, technical difficulties. Zoom, it's all good. We're getting close to that time that I promised you, and whatnot. So I want to be respectful. Um, you did all these things, and I'm very grateful that you continue to do them. This is going to come across slightly narcissistic for 1 second, but you are a friend to this podcast, and it would mean a lot to me to hear your thoughts and what this podcast represents. We are on the road to 150 episodes. By the time
Oh
that
my
this
goodness.
lands, we're gonna be somewhere, I think, 143, 144, right around there. So first of all, me to you, I thank you very much for your friendship to this podcast, to myself, and to a lot of the people here in the Phoenix community. We're appreciative. We got a
Aw.
lot of love for you guys over in LA. Um, you know, any message of positivity towards our podcast and what we've been able to accomplish over the last 3 years, Callie, coming from you would mean what it would mean the world. So you've been on it for 3 different times now, and you've
Three
always been,
times, yeah.
yeah. Again, for anybody who wants to know, this is the only podcast that Kali Moldavon has ever done. Whether or not that's changed in the last few months is I don't know, but if not, then I'll take that with a badge of honor. But you've rocked with me for so long. Is there any piece of advice as we continue on, as we continue to trek along here, and from 150 on and whatnot?
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's all good. She muted herself for just a second. She
On
didn't she didn't want to
accident.
she didn't want to get emotional, guys. That's really what it was.
I was tearing up a bit. No, I was getting a cold, but I really love just your positivity in general and how friendly you always are. And podcast aside, like every time I accomplish something, like I don't even have to think about it. Like I know you're one of the first people to just hype me up. Like whatever it is that I'm doing, I could be driving a Prius for the first time and you're like, "Yeah, Callie, rock that." Like show that Prius who's boss. Like you are
Cali
just
confidence.
yes, and you are just such a supportive and kind-hearted human being, and I really appreciate that. And I love that you give everybody a platform to kind of like have a voice, tell their story, give their opinions, talk about passion, talk like literally whenever we hop on, you're like, "What do you want to talk about? Let's talk about whatever you want. Like, let's talk about anything." And it's always I feel like it's always positive, and even if it's something that's not necessarily positive, I think that you always try to have a positive perspective or outlook on even a negative situation, you know? So I really appreciate that about you and your podcast. And I think that's honestly why I'm always so comfortable hopping on with you and why I've never really hopped on with anybody else because you never know when it's like in real life in live time, like what kind of corner somebody's going to put you in or what kind of question that you have to be prepared for. And I always know with you, like it's going to just be like a very casual, like positive conversation that I get to walk away and be like, that was a really good conversation, whether it's recorded or not. It's just a good conversation.
But I genuinely didn't expect you to say all those things. I thought you were just gonna go ahead and be like, "Nah, you're awesome, Ray," and I appreciate you. That means the world. And thank you so much. And again, I mean it when I say I didn't want to go ahead and come across as narcissistic in any way, shape, or form.
No,
But it's
not at
not every,
all.
but it's not every day that I mean, you came into seeing what we are, what I do, and how we go about it when we were already kind of deep into it. But like, this started in June of 2021. I finally was at my sister-in-law's house on vacation in Texas, and I was like, I'm starting Tormenting Tarmac. I'm starting Tormenting Tarmac. January of 2022, first two episodes drop, and I, we had Ron at the beginning, and now it's just been me. And I love Ron; he's still very supportive of this podcast, but it's really just been me for the last 3 years. And you've seen the growth, though. You've seen growth from when you went ahead and started with rocking with us, and then as you've continued to go ahead and see what I bring to the table and whatever. So it's always a real treat that you do my show, but then it's also an even cooler thing that you support it the way you do. So
Absolutely.
to hear those words it makes me very emotional in a positive way. So thank you so much. And I got nothing but love for you, and I got nothing but love for LA and all that good stuff. So thank you very much for rocking with us. And obviously, this is not going to be the last time you're on with us. I'm sure that we'll probably have you. I'm
No.
going to probably bug you again and be like, "Hey, I want you to do the show again." Who knows? I don't know if you're going to Velocity. I'm not sure if I'm going to Velocity, but if I do, I'm pulling you aside and be like, "I need you for 45 minutes to do a show."
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well,
I love it.
I'll let you go. Enjoy moving. Please send my
Thank
regards to
you.
Gigi. Enjoy the panda. I'm gonna enjoy my panda. Panda, if you want to sponsor the episode, you know, actually, I'll have them contact you because you have the better marketing mind than I do. Um,
Panda Express, hit me up.
hit us up, yo.
I want some
Um,
orange chicken.
I just, I can't. I had some crab ragoons before I went into got in the
Oh,
house.
it sounds
Oh,
so
so
good.
good. But if you guys aren't following Callie, go ahead and follow her on Instagram. So you can find her at Kali Moldavon, KaliMoldavon. Glacier Blue on that GT4 going hella hard. Actually, yeah, sure. Shout out to Pure PPF, of course.
Shout
Shout
out
them
to
out.
Pure PPF,
It's
of
at
course.
Pure PPF.
Yep.
405 Motoring, everybody. Big shout outs to them. And I think this is the only time we have never brought up Cameron and ticket dismissers on a podcast.
We should though, because just for like,
Just,
love Cameron. Shout out Ticket Dismissers. You're the only reason why I have a license.
exactly. I did hit up Cameron. Cameron went ahead and gave me great advice when I got my ticket
Oh,
last November and whatnot. So he's a real one. He's a G. So big shout out to
he
Cameron.
really is.
Yeah,
He's
he's he, he,
awesome.
he's great. But for everybody that's listening and or watching, we appreciate you. On behalf of Cali, my name is Jorge Aquino, and you have all been listening to Tormenting Tarmac. Is the podcast where the enthusiast never dies. Have a great night, everybody.
Bye, guys.